What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. We are on Lego Marvel's Avengers on the Xbox Series X. There was an update today that added 60 frames per second and up to 120 frames per second on some of the different Lego games. And let me just tell you, I can see a huge difference in the gameplay here on Xbox Series X, and it's fantastic. So I started doing these a little while back. We did a retrospective of the all characters unlocked, and here we are today. Everybody has been begging for different Marvel content, or Lego content, I should say. So I figured what better time than now to celebrate the launch of the Xbox Series X upgraded frames per second performance mode, if you will. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to check out all the characters as they're unlocked here on Xbox Series X. Now, we never got some of the characters. I believe we never got the Ant-Man pack on here on the Marvel's Avengers on the Xbox. But that is, I guess, not the end of the world. Maybe I'll go ahead and load up the PlayStation at the end. But for now, let's go ahead and hang out here and check out all the characters. I'm not going to go too far into depth, into detail about every single character. Otherwise, it'll be a 4-hour video, as I want to do. But we're going to check them all out here. And we're going to start off here with A-Bomb, who always likes to make his way into the games. The Hulks are all a fan favorite. And, of course, he mutates, if you will, down to Rick Jones. So there you go, A-Bomb. Look at how the guide looks. We've got Abomination. Now, my game save says I haven't loaded into this game in 4 years almost. So it's pretty crazy. Everybody keeps talking about wanting a new Lego Marvel's Avengers 2. I do not want to see that personally. I am hoping that we get Lego Marvel Superheroes 3 because we need to work on getting all them Xmen and Fantastic Four into the game now that they're back in Marvel's hands, movie-wise anyway. This is Absorbing Man. We saw him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So there you go. You have Agent Coulson. Also, obviously, from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And there's the Destroyer gun. I don't remember there being two versions of Agent Coulson. I don't know what happened with that Ant-Man DLC and why it never came onto the Xbox, but I digress. Make sure we didn't miss anybody over here. Speaking of agents, we have Agent Carter. Oof. Haley Atwell. Oof. Anyway, folks. Agent Carter is a little slow rotating around, but man, this looks like really, really good on the Xbox Series X. And of course, you have the retired version of Agent Carter. Next, we have Agent Sitwell. We'll visit by Jigs. You know, we all know who he is. Hail Hydra. Agent Williams. Man, I forgot how many filler characters there were. But we have an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't even know who Agent Williams is supposed to be. We've got an AIM agent who, you know, if you've been following the Avengers streams as of late, you know that we like to fight them AIM agents. Maybe not in the Lego games. Got Aldrich Killian, who, you know, we know from Iron Man 3. He was also Hydra? No? No, wasn't Hydra. I think he was actually AIM, right? Anyway, he was all fire. Amadeus Cho. Now, I don't remember, but I don't know that we really knew exactly who Amadeus Cho would end up being at this point. The totally awesome Hulk. Also, Brawn is who he is now. He's adapted that name, but back then we got Amadeus Cho and it was like kind of like, oh, you know, what are we gonna do with this? We know he's super smart, but now he's a Hulk, but not in this game. America Chavez, you know, she's kind of seen her stock rise a little bit since this game came out. We will be seeing her in the MCU. I believe she's going to be in the Doctor Strange movie. I think she was even cast recently. So we have America Chavez. We have classic Ant-Man. Little Hank Pym action. So there's classic Ant-Man. He also gets real tall. I know a lot of people wish they had a bigger open world kind of like this. Didn't necessarily love Chronopolis as much as maybe I did. But I would like to see them move away, keep moving away from New York City. I don't want to see them reuse this map again when they do the next Lego game. All right, so next up we have Ares, who very famously was ripped in half by Sentry. This is not the Ares that you may know from Wonder Woman. Archon. Not really much came of Archon after this. You know, a lot of times you look back on these rosters and you understand exactly why Marvel wanted TT Games to get these characters in the games. But Archon, I don't really know what they were thinking. Maybe it's because they ended up getting Conan, and maybe we'll see Conan in the next the next Lego Marvel game. But we got Archon here. Arnim Zola. You know, this is obviously the version from the first Avenger, Captain America. And then you have the more classic robot style Arnim Zola. And I love the way that is, like, the chest animation kind of changes as he attacks. You have Baron Strucker. Hydra action. And we saw him in, what did we see him in? Ultron, Age of Ultron, and he was brought up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so he dead, though. So, yeah. Batroc the Leaper. Man, how far has George St. Pierre come? You know, Batroc the Leaper is a joke character. Like, he is on the level of Squirrel Girl. Deadpool made fun of him all the time. And now George St. Pierre has kind of revitalized and really, you know, made Batroc a little more serious. Of course, spoilers, he dead too. You know, obviously we just saw him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So it's kind of crazy to see how far in 4 years Batroc is gone because, you know, of George St. Pierre, one of the best UFC fighters of all time. So Batroc the Leaper. Beta Ray Bill. All right, you know, we're gonna probably see Beta Ray in just about every game. Let me just tell you guys, if you have not read the Donny Cates version of Thor, his run where Thor was the Herald of Galactus, good lord, did Thor absolutely ruin Beta Ray Bill's day. He absolutely totally wrecked Beta Ray Bill. He just started his own comic run, and trust me, he needs it to get his life back together because, sheesh, Thor really gave it to him. So there you go, Beta Ray Bill. Oh my god. Next we have one of the all-time classic Lego video game characters of all time, period. She is Beth the Waitress, and if you don't know about Beth the Waitress, let me tell you who she's not. She's not Deadpool, okay? Beth the Waitress is just an absolute legend. Ironically, or classically, played by Ashley Johnson in Marvel's Avengers, the first movie. And we all know who that is, right? So, kind of crazy. You know, you think Beth the Waitress is just a crazy, you know, I have to Google that real quick. I have to make sure I said her name right. Ashley we're live doing this, Johnson. All right, perfect. I was right. Okay. Okay. I was right. It's Ashley Johnson. I thought it was, you know who she is. But, you know, maybe this is just a tribute to her. So there you go. Beth the freaking Waitress, Black Goliath. This is what, Lawrence Fishburne? In Bill Foster? In Ant-Man and the Wasp? So, you know, again, now that we can look back on it, you know, you understand why a character... I mean, obviously you're going to fit in a character like this anyway, but Marvel had plans for him, and those plans were Ant-Man and the Wasp. So there you go. Black Goliath, Bill Foster. You have Bengal.
Another successful dirty deal.
Can't really say why we chose Bengal, but, you know, TT Games likes to go in and get them deep cuts. And Bengal might have been one of those characters. Maybe we just haven't seen the payoff yet for Bengal, but we might soon. Black Widow. Oh, Natasha. Look at how seductively she walks. Yeah, so there's Black Widow. We got more Black Widow coming soon. In July, we'll finally be able to see Black Widow. And this Thursday, on May 6th, we enter the Red Room in Marvel's Avengers. So there you go. Blazing Skull. I mean, he's just a cool looking character, right? That's all it comes down to. I couldn't really tell you much about Blazing Skull in 2017 when this game came out, and guess what? Can't tell you anything now. We haven't seen him that I'm aware of since then. But, you know, there you go. Again, deep cut character, Blazing Skull. Good God, Blue Marvel. Can somebody get Denzel Washington into the MCU as Blue Marvel already? Good Lord. This is just a no-brainer. If you want Denzel in here, make him Blue freaking Marvel. You know, we talk about like race swapping characters and stuff like that. In a lot of cases, it's not necessary when you have amazing characters like this right here, Blue Marvel, just waiting to be used. And hopefully that's a character we get in the MCU soon, you know, instead of trying to take, you know, Norwegian characters and you know, force them into roles that they, you know, wouldn't necessarily be in. But I digress. I just think this is such a great character, and maybe with the Marvels we'll see it. You know, we finally got our Spectrum, so we're gonna have America Chavez. So, you know, we might have a little bit of Blue Marvel. Denzel Washington, literally book it, make that money. Blue Marvel. All right, we got Brock Rumlow. All right, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time with him. Hail Hydra, we know who that is. Elevator scene. All right, Bruce Banner. Literally wearing the clothes he wears in Marvel's Avengers. And then he hulks out. Roar, I'm Hulk. This is why I don't get voice acting jokes. You have the Age of Ultron Hulk. He's like, roar, I'm still Hulk. And guess what? Changed his outfit. Because, you know, he didn't wear that outfit in the Age of Ultron. Alright, so now we finally on our second row. Classic Bucky Barnes. Pew, 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 pew. The Winter Soldier before he was the Winter Soldier. And then we have Bucky Barnes. You know, still Captain America, First Avenger style. Pew, 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 pew. Not quite soldiering the winter. Butterball, good God. You want to talk about joke characters? All right, he doesn't turn into a ball, does he? I thought he did. Butterball was part... Oh, what was that? All right, I'm pretty sure Butterball... Maybe I'm thinking wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was part of the Great Lakes Avengers. That same team that had freaking Squirrel Girl. They were all jokes, including him. Maybe I'm mistaken. But he's a joke. All right, anyway. But total Lego Marvel character that we would normally do. All right, we got Captain America. When Captain America throws his mighty shield. All right, good old Steve-O Rogers, Age of Ultron outfit. We got a classic outfit. We got Cap, no helmet. Cap, no cap. Lots of caps. Steve Rogers, civilian. No, I don't think I will. And Steve Rogers at the gym, getting buff. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway. Steve Rogers with boxing gloves. Put up your do. Yeah. All right. I forgot how many Steve Rogers there were. But wait, there's more. There's Bucky as Captain America. Now, you know, it would have been very interesting to see them have Bucky as Captain America. Yeah, maybe for a spell. You know, you didn't necessarily have to have him be Cap. He could wear those black pants. It'd be kind of cool, you know, just to play with it. But happy that we got Sam Wilson, Captain America. Speaking of Sam Wilson, Captain America, they did it in Lego Marvel's Avengers. And now he is Captain America in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That's right, I said it. I absolutely love episode 6. The speech that he kind of gives, man, I instantly pre-ordered his Hot Toys figure. Like, it's just amazing. I really feel like that's the type of message that we need people to hear. I really do. I really felt like it was just a powerful thing. I teared up a bit. So here we are, 4 years later, retrospective. Sam Wilson, Captain America. Captain Britain. Very classic looking Captain Britain. Haven't really done anything with him, surprisingly. Not the Captain Britain I like, but we got him back in Lego Marvel 2. Captain Universe. Many have used Captain Universe. There is actually going to be a Hulk Captain Universe skin in Lego Marvel's Avengers. This is actually a really cool minifig character in this game. I love the way you can kind of see the universe in there. Captain Universe also came into play in the King in Black storyline. There might be everyone's favorite symbiote might be Captain Universe for a moment. So there you go. Chase, oh my goodness. Can you remember when this game came out, all right? And we had freaking Chase and everybody, I know I personally was like, why do we have Chase? Who is Chase? And then a little show hit Hulu called The Runaways. Marvel knows what they're doing. They got us Chase. They kind of put him in here. Now, Chase at the time was also in Avengers Academy and actually wore the Darkhawk armor at one point. So he's actually been around, but there you go. We've got Chase. Oh, we got the Chitauri tourist. Isn't he cute? Oh, there he is. Yeah, take that picture. Avengers t-shirt. All right, cool. Next. Cloud9. Now, Cloud9 was part of the Initiative. And this was right before Secret Invasion and right after Civil War. So this was in the comics, obviously. She was like... The Initiative basically brought together all the superheroes that signed up for like the Superhero Act and gave them licenses to be superheroes. She was part of that whole crew. So there you go, Cloud9. The Collector. Now, I'm fairly certain at this point we had seen him in Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's why it looks like Benicio del Toro a little bit. And not like your obvious. It obviously is, because it's not the yellow version that we see in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. So there you go, the Collector. Cottonmouth. Now, obviously, he didn't look like this in Luke Cage, but we did eventually see Cottonmouth in some form or fashion after this in the Netflix CU, if you will. And there you go, Cottonmouth. Count Nefaria. I don't know where they were going. I think this was just one of those deep track characters that they do every so often. Like I said, one of the things that we all loved about TT games, or we love about TT games, is some of like those deep track characters that they work in there. Speaking of, this video is dedicated to Arthur Parsons. I definitely should have said that more than 20 minutes in, or less than 20 minutes in, like right from the start. Arthur was at TT Games for over 20 years, recently announced that he is leaving, and I just respect Arthur so much. I've met him a few times. He was always amazing to me, and we are going to miss him. Crimson Dynamo, we are not going to miss because he's right here. And this is a big-time Iron Man villain. I'm wondering if we're going to see him in the Black Widow movie. I don't think we will, but you never know. But this was always kind of a cool figure. He just jumps up in the air. So there you go, Crimson Dynamo. Crossbones classic. There you go, Crossbones. I think that's is that Rumlow? I don't recall. Crystal. Now this is interesting because Crystal's obviously an Inhuman. Also was a member of the Fantastic Four. So we all ended up seeing that Inhuman show that crashed and burned real quick. There you go, we have Crystal. Damage control. Now, we all know what damage control is. It worked its way in to Spider-Man, you know, the first Spider-Man movie with Vulture, Homecoming. There was also supposed to be a damage control TV show that got canceled. So yeah, there's that. All right, Daredevil. Obviously, we know what's happened with Daredevil. Get used to this because you're never going to get a full-blown Daredevil game. Just enjoy him in LEGO Marvel because that's where you're going to have him. Just saying. We got a Dark Elf. You know. I mean, look, I know not everybody loves Thor 2, but it did not do a good job with them, especially Malekith, but I don't know. Deathlocket, speaking of Avengers Academy, look at that. Look at that sloth, I think. Is that a sloth? So basically, Deathlocket is part of the whole Deathlock program. She was also in Avengers Academy, which was going on around this time where, who is it? The crazy clown show guy. I think he's in the game. We'll probably get to him. He captures a bunch of young Avengers and puts them in Murder World. All right, so you got the Destroyer. Dude, Thor wore this armor recently, by the way, in the comics. Epic scene. Demolition Man. Now, this is a guy that we all thought we were going to possibly see in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then we just didn't. It just didn't happen. So that was, you know, maybe a little bit of a letdown. Usually has like a Wolverine-style helmet. I feel like they used the helmetless version because maybe Marvel didn't want people making their own custom Wolverine. It's just a guess. Detroit Steel. Now this was actually a really cool figure. I think this is actually in one of the sets. Obviously, you know, you get Detroit Steel. I know that he is an actual different person. I don't know a lot about Detroit Steel. I'm not gonna pretend, but this is not like just a Tony Stark armor. This is actually a character in all Marvel, and maybe they had plans of using him, but they didn't. So there you go. Devil Dinosaur. All right, everybody was pretty hyped up about getting Devil Dinosaur back in the day, right? As it turns out, Moon Girl, who ruined a video of mine, by the way, became a thing eventually. I think we have Moon Boy in this game, so we'll get to him eventually. But Devil Dinosaur. You've got Diamondback. Good old villain. Dr. Helen Cho. We obviously see Helen Cho in Age of Ultron. Ultron recruits her to help build him, essentially. Boring character. Dr. List. I think we see him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, a little bit of a filler character. Doctor Strange, man. Can't even picture Doctor Strange without seeing Benedict Cumberbatch anymore. Obviously a staple in the LEGO Marvel games and a staple in the MCU. Dum Dum Dugan. And you know, it's kind of funny. I never realized that this dude, I can't think of the actor's name, but he was also in The Flash. He was one of the bad guys in The Flash too, right? The actor, not Dum Dum Dugan. That would be like copyright infringement. It's hard to do this live. All right, anyway, Echo. We're going to be seeing a lot of Echo soon. Echo is getting her own show. She is deaf. She's also been Ronin. One of the people that have been Ronin. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Echo soon. I bet we're going to see her in the new Hawkeye TV show to start. Makes sense, right? Because she's Ronin. Also, I didn't read it, but I think she's like the new host of the Phoenix Force. I think I saw that somewhere. Anyway, Egghead. You know, just a classic villain. You know, he's there. Ellen Brandt, one of the Iron Man 3 people. Cool. Eric Selvig, you know, he's our favorite nerdy scientist. Apparently he's worth having 2 minifigs. So there you go. Got an Extremist Soldier. Good old Iron Man 3. You got Falcon. And man, what a trip it's been for Anthony Mackie and Sam Wilson since this game came out. He's been looking to his left. He's been snapped. And he's become Captain America. And he got a more classic Falcon look. Thundrel. One of the few actors where there were 2 different people that played him. Wasn't Zachary Levi the first Fandral? And then they recast him? Or was it the other way around? You know, Shazam. One of the Warriors 3. He dead. Finesse.
I don't remember there being so many construction sites on the Upper West Side.
I know who Finesse is, but I'm kind of blanking right now. I think she has like a brother or partner. Fin Fang Foom. Remember when we thought this was a cool character? And then in Lego Marvel 3, he got even bigger? Oh, there he is. Alright. So he does get big. But in Lego Marvel 3, I think he gets even bigger. But still, this was one of those cool epic characters that we saw, you know, right from the get-go with Lego's Avengers. Gotta love it, hearing Agent Phil Coulson in the background. Alright. So next up we have Firebird. Who I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know a single thing about. Obviously, would imagine a Native American character. Remember when the Baxter building was over here? And now it's not because, you know, Marvel and Fox didn't want to play nice. Alright, there we go. Better look at Firebird. Gargoyle. Just another classic bad guy. Man, I don't even remember some of these characters being in this. Gorilla Girl. Turns into an actual gorilla. I think there is a gorilla man in Agents of Atlas. You've got the Grand Master, the more classic Grand Master. Alright, you have the Grim Reaper. We thought we were going to see him in WandaVision, but we did not. I feel like they have plans for him, though. Like, I feel like we're going to see Grim Reaper soon. This is the brother of Wonder Man as well. Happy Hogan. Hitting on Aunt May. Moving up in the world since this. I mean, imagine this. Like, he's totally banging Aunt May since this. Harley Keener, his little spud gun. Potatoes. Shooting them. Obviously, we saw him in Iron Man 3, Hawkeye. Singing his songs. Got some better hair. Shooting them bows. And my favorite, the classic look. Maybe I'm as super as they are. Anyway, if you haven't seen that video, Google it. Kate Bishop, come a long way since stealing the mantle of Hawkeye. You know, back then we're like, oh cool, it's Kate Bishop, you know, young Avenger extraordinaire. Now we're like, holy crap, she's about to co-star with Jeremy Renner and the real Hawkeye in a TV show. They got what, Haley Seinfeld? Sheesh. And starring role in Marvel's Avengers, the video game, as the first DLC character. And she's great. Hazmat, another character. They went heavy on Avengers Academy characters. Pretty sure Hazmat's another character that ended up in that Avengers Academy book I'm talking about, which I hated. Freaking Arcade, I think that was his name. Hated it because they tried to kill off Darkhawk. Heimdall. Speaking of Norwegian characters, imagine if they didn't waste Heimdall on what's his dude? Like, I don't know. I feel like we could have used him much better on another character, not just. I mean, he was good as Heimdall, but whatever. Hellcat. You know, we've obviously seen Hellcat, not in costume yet, but Patty Walker. Little Jessica Jones best friend action. In the Jessica Jones show. Hogan. Another of the Warrior 3. Hulk Killer. Not seen Hulk Killer that I can think of. But, you know, they had to get all them Hulks in. Hulkling, good lord. A lot has happened for Hulkling since this. Hulkling is now the king of... He united the Skrull and the Kree. And he's their king. He's got a huge sword. Married to Wiccan. It's been a good time for Hulkling since this game came out. Like, he is one of the, like, the biggest, baddest characters in the galaxy right now. So there you go, Hulkling. Having a good time. The original Human Torch. You remember how they got Human Torch in the game without getting Human Torch in the game? This is how they did it. So, there you go. The quotation fingers original Human Torch, not Johnny Storm. Iron Fist, I mean, you know, controversial. Not a lot of people loved Finn Jones. I didn't think he was great. I don't think he had a good opportunity. Rushed right into it. But, you know, Iron Fist is a major player these days. Got the Iron Legion. Ultron's little army. Good God, we have so many Iron Mans. And I think we have our own little menu that we can go through. Look at this. Look at all these Iron Mans. Look, I'm not going to show you every single one of them, all right? Because that's going to prolong the inevitable. We have Superior Iron Man, Mark 45, Mark 43, Mark 42, Mark 40, Silver Centurion, Mark 25. Got the Heartbreaker, one of my favorites. I have a hot toy of this. We've got Mark 16, Mark 7, Mark 6, Mark 1, and Mark 5. I think that's from Iron Man 2. One that was in the briefcase. Alright, Superior Iron Man. Look at this. We get Superior Iron Man before Superior Iron Man was cool. Look at that. So Superior Iron Man is just made a comeback in Marvel Future Fight and in Marvel's Avengers. We've got skins for him. And, you know, gotta love it. I don't remember how I get out of how I get out of, oh, there we go. All right, then we have another Iron Man Mark 38. I think I have a Lego. I think I have the actual Lego figure for that. Then we have Ironmonger, of course. Obadiah. He does not transform. Got the Iron Patriot, which is technically just War Machine. Jack of Hearts. I don't think I've seen him since this, but you know. Jane Foster, the Imposter. She's wearing her garb from Iron Man or Thor 2. But she did end up holding Mjolnir. She's now a Valkyrie, which is way better. You know, her role as a Valkyrie is just absolute perfection in the way that it should be. Oof. Oh, look at... I do not remember ever seeing that animation. Did you ever see it? Because who uses Jane Foster in this game? I don't think I ever saw that. The things that are hidden behind 4 years of gameplay. This is why we do this. Jessica Jones. Man, she's Jewel in this video, but man, she's come a long way since then, right? Kristen Ritter was absolutely perfect as Jessica Jones. Justin Hammer, you know. Can't touch this. Claw Henchman. You got Komodo. I vaguely remember Komodo, to be honest with you. I think I remembered her more back then, but I have not seen her since. So, you got Korvac. Oh my god. We all know who Korvac is. There's a whole saga about him. So, you got Korvac. Curse. An interesting take on Curse. Obviously, this is the Dark World version. You got Laufey, the actual father of Loki. Laura Barton, you know, Hawkeye's little missus. We got the leader. You know, just a very classic, you know, Marvel villain. Lightspeed, who, you know, she's a speedster. Haven't seen her in ages. She's here. Loki himself. We got Loki, the TV show, coming soon. I think there might have been a trailer that went live as I'm doing this video. You got Loki with no cap. Loki suit. Love the suit. I mean, Tom Hiddleston is Loki, you know. Alright. Lorelei. Now, this is an interesting character. We did see her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is a very powerful Asgardian villain. Lou Ferrigno, who hulks out. Awesome guest character. Stan Lee sprays him down. You got the Power Man version of Luke Cage. And man, has Luke Cage gone a long way since then. I'm tired of the Power Man version, though. You know? I'm ready for just regular good old Luke Cage. You got Madam B. I'm assuming... You know, honestly, I have no idea. I don't even remember her anymore. So, total fluff. Malekith, the most disappointing villain in Marvel. Let me just tell you guys have no idea how badly they messed up Malekith in the movie. He is, like, think of the Joker. He is basically the Joker, except everything's not a joke. He's just a jerk. And he literally cut Thor's arm off. Like, he is the Joker, but like 1,000 times more savage. And that is definitely not who he was in the movie. Oh, God. Not the Mandarin. Classic Mandarin, though. Will we see him in Shang-Chi? Time will tell. Classic Mantis. Boy, has she come a long way. Good old Maria Hill. She is not your mother. Age of Ultron Maria Hill. Looking svelte. Maya Hansen, I mean, jeez. I mean, I know she was in the movie, but jeez, good God. Mighty Destroyer, like another one of those characters that is like a classic, you know, B-cut type character. But we haven't really seen anything from him since this. So this was obviously just a character that TT went out and found and were like, yeah, we want to use him. Mockingbird, or Bobby Morse, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. action. Also, former wife of Hawkeye. You know. MODOK, oh my goodness, he's getting his own show. MODOK has had a good run since this. Just got his own like $50 action figure from Marvel Legends. Now he's getting this kind of stop motion animation show. It was just the main villain for AIM in Marvel's Avengers, the video game. A lot of things have happened for MODOK since then. I mean, he's always been like one of those kind of classic villains. Here's Moon Boy. And you know, this is the classic character. It was Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur. Now it's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. A little more current and modern, if you will. Just an excuse to use Wolverine's head. Ah, Moon Knight. I can't believe Oscar Isaac is going to be Moon Knight. Like, this is a character that Marvel has tried so hard to build up. It's crazy. Also, absolutely love the Moon Knight memes. Not gonna like really do anything beyond that. You know if you know. Moon Dragon, member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. This is also the daughter of Drax the Destroyer. Big resurgence for her recently in the new Guardians books. Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers. How crazy is it to see Miss Marvel, one of the hottest characters in the Marvel Universe, and not Captain Marvel? And that's kind of crazy. Let's find a good place to land. Got that sash. See Miss Marvel, and it's not Kamala. We do have her there though. So here is Kamala Miss Marvel. I think Captain Marvel was actually DLC in this game, so we might see Captain Marvel eventually after all. So there you go. Kamala's had a huge blow up. She's getting her own TV show. Obviously, she was one of the stars of Marvel's Avengers. She does grow big. Nebula, a very classic looking comic Nebula. You know, again, very big things for Nebula since then. Nick Fury. Samuel, I can't like, he's a character that, you know, traditionally in the comics was white. And, you know, you think of David Hasselhoff. But now I can't not see Samuel L. Jackson, you know. So, alright. Nova, obviously. Now, this is probably supposed to be, like, this is obviously the, what is it, Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon version of Nova. So it's probably supposed to be Sam Alexander. But we all know that Sam Alexander doesn't wear a gold helmet. And speaking of Arthur Parsons, he never really completely confirmed it, but I did say to him, I always appreciated that they used the yellow helmet because it made it feel like it could have been either of them. This costume should be Rich Rider, but I think in the cartoon, it looks exactly like he does in the cartoon, which would make it Sam Alexander. But I believe at some point you hear him say Blue Blazes, and that is Rich Rider. So anytime you hear Nova say Blue Blazes, it is definitely Rich Rider. All right, we have Odin. Who is this? Anthony just won an Oscar, right? I'm blanking. You know, I'm doing this all in one take, by the way. The other, who we saw get murdered. at some point. Who, Ronan, maybe? Pepper Potts. Then Pepper Potts on the Mark 45. Kind of filler. But, you know, you can tell it's not Tony. Although I do think I could see Robert Downey Jr. running that way. The Protector. Protector has been a few different people. I think the Protector is actually female now. This is the guard of the Shi'ar, I believe.
Is anyone receiving this message? We're getting reports of an
So, you know, in the past, he would have been a protector of Lalandra, but now would be the protector of the Guardian, who does not need a protector. We have Quasar Wendell Vaughn. Very interesting thing. I mean, not a lot has really happened to him since then. We have Avril Kincaid now as Quasar. He just like randomly retired for no reason. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. Here, random shield agent lady, you can have it. But now they like share it, and it's weird. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's in the new Guardians books. Ah, Quicksilver. Ralph Boner himself. All right, actually, this would not be Ralph Boner, but you get my drift. So everybody loves the speedsters. Ragnarok, which is like Robo Thor, a baddie. There you go. You got Ravage, Jebediah Hulk. You got Rolk, the Red Hulk. Wonder if we'll see him. We have seen, you know, obviously General Ross in the MCU. I think the actor that played him, though, died. Red She-Hulk, which is Betsy Ross, the daughter and former Hulk love interest. Red Skull, the Stone Keeper. Hail Hydra. Reptile. I mean, he's a cool character that I don't really think we've seen much. Rescue. Rescue is now like blue in the MCU. But this is how Rescue used to look. Ronan the Accuser. My, how he has changed. Married Crystal at one point to try to unite the Inhumans and the Kree. Speaking of Ronans, this is a very classic looking Ronan. I feel like this is the Blade Ronan. Like, I kind of feel like, I mean, it might be Hawkeye Ronan, but it could be anybody. That's the interesting thing. There's been so many different people that have assumed the role of Ronan. But now we think of Ronan a little bit differently because we've seen him a lot more. Oh, goodness. Scarlet Witch. Talk about blowing up. You know? Boy, she's had a day. Ever since Age of Ultron and Marvel's Avengers, Lego's Marvel's Avengers. Got her own show. I mean, good things for her. Oh, the most overrated character in Marvel Comics this century. Recently deceased again. Actually, get him away from Nova. He almost killed Nova. Thought he was going to. But, yeah. This is an interesting suit, though. I don't really feel like I've seen that version. But for some reason, everybody loves Sentry, and I just don't get it. So, yeah, She-Hulk. She's going to be having some good times soon. She is just the Hulk now. She's all hulked out even more. But I think she's getting her own TV show. And, yeah, there you go, Carol. Jen Walters. Shield Scientist. Cool. You get it. On to the next. Lady Sif. She who should be the love interest of Thor. You got Scar. I think we saw him in Lego Marvel 2 as well. Everybody loves the Hulks. You got Speed. It's crazy now to think about Speed because Speed was just in WandaVision. You know? It's funny to look. This is why we do the retrospective. You look back at it now and we see Speed, and he was one of Wanda's boys. Spitfire, another random speedster that we still haven't seen really much of since. But, you know, they needed them speedsters, so there you go. Oh, God. This is disgusting. I honestly should have retired from making videos for LEGO games after this. But it's not even just that. They have the totally defeatable Scroll Girl as well. So it's like, pick your poison. Which total... Look at the genocide. This is genocide. Like, look at this. She's just going to throw freaking scrolls at Sam Alexander / Retrider. She's not even, because she's terrible. But I digress. Oh. Pulls my heartstrings, man. Stan Lee. Remember back in the day when Stan Lee could do everything? And then he had his Stan Buster, Excelsior Hulk, and then Iron Stan. Let's just call him the Stan Buster. We miss you, Stan. Thank you for everything you ever did for all of our lives, really. I mean, it wasn't just Stan Lee, obviously, but you know, he played a very pivotal role in a lot of our lives. Stryker, that's the one that went with the other lady that I already forgot. Yeah. I think they're Canadian. So there you go, Stryker. Cool. It's like Stryker and this chick. Finesse. Yeah. The Swordsman. If you're wondering why he looks like Hawkeye, that's because he trained him. Maybe we'll see the Swordsman in the Hawkeye TV show. Taskmaster. Oh my god, you guys. Taskmaster's come a long way. We haven't seen him yet in Black Widow, but god, have we seen him in Marvel's Avengers. Want to fight anybody but Taskmaster at this point. Thanos. Even Thanos has come a long way. You know, we knew Thanos was coming. We knew that he was going to be a part of the MCU. But he came, he saw, he kicked our ass. You know? Ghostbusters reference. And it's been pretty crazy. And we knew who Thanos was back then in 2017, but man, do we look at him a lot different now. Oh, Thor. I mean, I love Thor. I don't love him without his helmet, though. Age of Ultron Thor. So, two Thors. Thor Girl. Another member of the Avengers Initiative. And what Jane Foster probably should have been called. She's got a, like, little mallet. But, there you go. Thor Girl. The imposter herself. Like I said, don't hate Jane Foster. Don't hate that she had the power of Thor. Fine with that. Just call her something else, like they did back in the day. Like in the 60s or 70s when she lifted Mjolnir and became like Thora or something like that. Thunderstrike, speaking of imposters. You know, when he lifted Mjolnir, he didn't become Thor, he became Thunderstrike. Tigra. She was in the West Coast Avengers, I believe, recently. So comic-wise, they used her, but I don't know. Makes sense to have her in this game, though. Tony Stark. Do you need to see all the different versions of Tony Stark? You get it. Trauma. I think he was also in Avengers Academy. And he, like, siphons your fear. You got all the different Ultrons. I love this head, by the way. The clear head. It's kind of cool. You have Ultron Prime. And Ultimate Ultron. I think you can see through his face. It's kind of cool. You have Ulysses Claw, you know. Not the version I would have liked, you know, like the more classic version. We see him in Lego Marvel 2. Union Jack. Because he's British, and you know, TT loves to get their British characters in here. Ultron Sentry. Ultron Sentry again. Button Officer. Brunhild the Valkyrie. Now here's the thing about Valkyrie, you know. You can have multiple Valkyries. And Jane Foster is now a Valkyrie. We also had, you know, the Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, who they also named Brunhild, which was very unnecessary. Vale. God, I still don't even really know much about Vale. Not even gonna pretend. Viper. Lady Hydra herself. Vision, boy. Have things escalated for the Vision. Volstagg, another of the Warrior 3. Also a lifter of Mjolnir. They called him the War Thor, instead of just saying he was Volstagg. I don't like mantles, if it's not clear. The War Machine. Remember that time we just let Terrence Howard disappear and Don Cheadle show up? Didn't bat an eyelash? Guess what? You can do that for Black Panther too. You got the Wasp. Classic. Wendigo. Kind of a cool character. Glad they did this one as a big fig. I think there's a Build-A-Figure for Wendigo. White Tiger. I feel like we're going to see her at some point soon. Obviously, she was big in that same Spider-Man cartoon I mentioned earlier. She just entered into Marvel Strike Force. Wiccan. Like I said, you know, WandaVision, man. Speed and Wiccan. Front and center. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with them. Big things happen for Wiccan in the comic sphere as well. He's out in space with his husband Hulkling. Winter Soldier, I mean, geez, how life has changed for Bucky. Making amends. Hopefully soon to be Luke Skywalker. The Wizard. Haven't seen him translated into the MCU, but always a classic character. I always feel like I thought of him more with the Fantastic Four, but anyway, I digress. X-Ray, kind of a cool looking character. Not really that cool, but there you go, X-Ray. And that is it for the main roster. And that is the point where we would start dipping into DLC characters. So you have the Space Iron Man, very famous costume that we all love. And then there was the Scuba Iron Man. I believe these were like DLC pre-order codes you had to get. And man, did I spend money on it. We had Iron Skull. This was straight out of the Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I believe, where he basically got Iron Man's power. Space Captain America that can fly. And then Scuba Captain America that can waddle. Waddle, waddle. Oh, Hyperion. Now this is a character that a lot of people, just like Sentry, love because he's essentially Marvel Superman. Like literally Marvel Superman. The entire Squadron Supreme is a straight ripoff these days of the Justice League. They are literally the Justice League. But there you go, Hyperion. Atlas. I think this was the Agents of Atlas DLC, maybe? Oh no, this was a Thunderbolts DLC. Yeah, that's right, the Thunderbolts. Baron Zemo as Citizen V, because that's who this is. You didn't know? Well, now you do. Try to be good guy. We got Jolt, another of the Thunderbolts, kind of the OG Thunderbolts. Mach V, man, I remember when I saw Mach V first time in this game. Like, oh my god, it's Darkhawk! It is not Darkhawk, but it's almost Darkhawk. Meteorite. Songbird. Now, Songbird is one of the most fantastic characters in any Lego Marvel game. Absolutely love the way she looks. They did a fantastic job on her. Techno. Poor Man's Forge. Oh, and speaking of Baron Zemo, like I said, Citizen V, Baron Zemo. No dance moves in the Lego game. Bet they wish they could, you know, have him show his moves. Obviously, big things have happened for the Zeems since this. Black Knight Dane Whitman. Now, Black Knight is about to make his MCU debut. He is going to be played by Kit Harington, Jon Snow himself in Eternals. So I'm very interested to see what happens with him. I believe he's also been an Avenger recently. And we have Nathan Garrett. Now, all the Black Knights were like a central figure in Lego Marvel 2's storyline. You have Enchantress, who I don't believe we've seen yet in the MCU. Executioner. Now, this is obviously the comic style. We got the Thor Ragnarok style of the Executioner in Lego Marvel 2. We have classic Iron Man. The Melter. Jesus. I have no idea. Literally never heard of this guy, and I've played him before. Radioactive Man. Obviously, we've seen Radioactive Man. I believe he lights up. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Classic Thor. I just prefer Thor with a helmet. Whirlwind. Is Whirlwind a speedster? No. There it is. There's Captain Marvel. And all this stuff was happening right around then, you know? That's why in the game she's Miss Marvel. And now she got her own DLC. And she's Captain Marvel. And some would say Brie Larson ruined the character. I would not say that. I would say Marvel did a good job of that themselves. Kang the Conqueror, oh boy. A lot of people want to see him in the MCU. Civil War 2 burned my chaps a little bit. Alright? Because Carol was so hateable. And they were trying so hard to make her like one of the new faces. The new Captain America, if you will. Did not work. Anyway, Kang was basically the big baddie in the next game. Magnetron. Now this is where we discovered Magnetron, right? In the Captain Marvel DLC. There's literal Magnetron damage in Marvel's Avengers. Why is this guy not a villain that we fight in the game? I still don't get it. It's crazy to think. I think they kind of referenced him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. So there you go. They have Moonstone. Pound cakes. I mean, there's just something funny about a character called Pound Cakes, right? And she pounds those cakes. Tick. She has something to do with Captain Marvel. I mean, it's just very, very background character in the comics. Then Warbird. This is another version of Carol before she was Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. So another Carol Danvers version. Then you have Wonder Man. I'm surprised he was DLC. Obviously the brother of Grim Reaper. Black Knight, Augustine Dulac. I don't know how these got all separated. Another one of the many people to hold the Ebony Blade. Can you even believe Black Panther was simply DLC in this game? Wasn't even a character. He had his own DLC pack. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Wakanda forever. You have a Dora Milaje warrior. You have Killmonger, the comic version. Man-Ape M'Baku, the way he's supposed to look. Obviously, we saw a little bit of him in Lego Marvel 2 as well. You have Shuri as the Black Panther. A lot of people say they want to see this in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which I guess is what they're calling Black Panther 2. I do not. She was a terrible Black Panther. And, you know, Bast actually rejected her from being Black Panther. So, I mean, they got to recast. You know, they just have to recast. It is what it is. Classic Claw. Saw him in Lego Marvel 2 as well. The White Wolf. Which, in the... they call Bucky the White Wolf. White Wolf is actually a different character in the comics. Baron Mordo. This is obviously the comic version. And not the version from Doctor Strange. But obviously, you know, big things for him. Clea. Probably going to see Clea in the new Doctor Strange movie. This is Doctor Strange's love interest. The all-new, all-different Doctor Strange. With the axe. I forget what it's called. Dr. Voodoo. Who I think actually was an Avenger recently. I thought he had a ghost that he called. Dormammu, I have come to bargain. And he does not grow, it doesn't look like. Yeah. Jennifer Kale, another character that you know, we could potentially see in Doctor Strange. Then you have the mindless one. Another, I mean, I know you can see this from Doctor Strange and everything, but like, when I think of the mindless ones, I feel like I think of Fantastic Four. But then you have Night Nurse. I guess this is supposed to be Claire from the MCU, the Netflix cinematic universe. She is also a character in Marvel Strike Force. There are many Night Nurses, though. Agent Daisy Johnson, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Chloe Bennett herself. Agent Leo Fitz. I've been rewatching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. recently. I'm at the part where Fitz just got back from that Agent Koenig. Fitz just got back from that like Hydra world where Coulson killed Grant. Agent Melinda May. You know, seeing her in Star Wars lately. Agent Bobby Morse. Again, we already have Mockingbird in the game. We got her as well. Gemma Simmons. Won't hit you with all them. Little flasks. Wish her and Theo or Fitz would just get it on. Cal Johnson. Mr. Hyde, by the way. Takes his concoction. And becomes the Savage. There you go, Mr. Hyde. Deathlock. I mean, I forgot he was even in the game. But Deathlock, I would love to see a comic accurate version of Deathlock. It's a shame you didn't like pull out like a big bazooka or something. You got Gordon, who our teleporter. And then Grant Ward. Man, that betrayal when Grant initially goes all Hail Hydra, that was cold-blooded. Jia Ying, which is Sky/Daisy's mother. And then Lincoln Campbell, who is in Marvel Future Fight, by the way. I like Lincoln Campbell. I wonder what that actor's doing. Oh, that pack was big. I forgot how big the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. pack was. You got Reyna. Girl in the flower dress. And then we had that Thank You Spider-Man pack. Iron Spider before it was cool. The Scarlet Spider. Crazy to think that all these suits have been done in a Spider-Man game. Then we got Spider-Man. Remember how like we couldn't even play as Spider-Man in this game? It's crazy. And then we've got Peter Parker. I do not miss the days when Sony and Marvel, you got the Civil War Spider-Man, where Sony and Marvel and Fox and Marvel were not playing nice, and Marvel took it out on all of us fans by like removing all the characters from the games. By the way, their decision, it's not a contract thing. Can you believe Miles Morales? Look at this. He was just a bonus character in this game. Look where Miles Morales is these days. Into the Spider-Verse smash hit. His own video game cameo. Like, we're talking 4 years. And he's huge. Some people even say that's their Spider-Man. I don't. Peter Parker is the only Spider-Man. Everybody else is just pretender to the throne. And then last but not least, we have Spider-Girl. So, there you go, folks. That was the entire roster of LEGO Marvel superheroes. No, I'm sorry, LEGO Marvel's Avengers. Obviously, my favorite character in this game was Nova. I do not remember who was on my top 10 list, but, you know, this was a cool video to do. We look back, we see all the different characters that were in the game, and we see the things that have happened for them since then. Some of these characters have had some huge moments in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and in the comics since this game came out. And that's one of the things that I love about looking back at these games and realizing there was a plan. They knew what they were doing. They knew that there was going to be a future for a lot of these characters. So, you can get LEGO Marvel's Avengers now in the collection, which basically has all the LEGO Marvel games. Good deal. Probably get it for like 20 bucks at this point. But chances are, if you're watching this video, you've already played this game. Obviously, there was that Ant-Man DLC that was only on PlayStation, and I know that I probably should include it, but we're doing this video today in celebration of the frames per second boost that was done by Xbox. And yeah, there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know, would you like to see more of these? All right, we'll see you.